This is question 8 from the GATE 2020 EC paper, where we are given the circuit of a Schmitt trigger, an op-amp in positive feedback, and asked to find out for the given input voltage what the output voltage will be. Underneath the question, you will find the title of the NPTEL course or video relevant to this topic. So in question 8, we are given that the components in the circuit are ideal, which basically boils down to that the op-amp is ideal, and that the op-amp is in positive feedback. So, and we are finally we are given that the input is a sine wave of 1 volt, and we need to find out what the characteristics of the output voltage V0 will be. So let's say that, and so first let us review the input-output transfer characteristics of an op-amp. So we know that the output voltage V0 for V plus and V minus. So V plus minus V minus. For an op-amp, the output voltage are the transfer characteristics curve looks like this, right? It goes to either plus VDD, which is plus 5 volt, or VSS, which is minus 5 volt, right? And since in our case V minus is 0, we can just call this the characteristics of V out versus V plus. And since the op-amp is ideal, it draws 0 input current. So we can also write a KVL at the V plus node as in Vi minus V plus by 1 kilo ohm is equal to V plus minus V0 by 1 kilo ohm. Now input current is equal to the output current, right? And this of course gives us that V plus is equal to Vi plus V0 divided by 2, right? And now, given this, let us assume that the V0 output voltage is equal to 5 volt. Let's assume that V0 is equal to plus 5 volt, which is to say that the assumption is that V plus is greater than 0, because you can see that only for this region is V0 going to plus 5 volt. Now, to make V0 go to minus 5 volt, we would have to make V plus go less than 0. Now, plugging this as V plus, we get Vi plus V0 by 2 less than 0, or Vi less than minus V0. And of course, for a V0 of 5 volt, we'd have to have Vi go less than minus 5 volt at some point, right? Now, since Vi has an input amplitude of 1 volt, right? It's a sine wave with amplitude of 1 volt. It's never going to go below minus 5 volt, right? It's not going to happen. So the output voltage is a constant. If it was plus 5 volt, it would stay plus 5 volt, and you can similarly see that if it would have been minus 5 volt, we would have had to have it go above plus 5 volt for it to flip the output again. And so therefore, had it been minus 5 volt, it would have just stayed there. And thus the answer is D, a constant of either plus 5 volt or minus 5 volt.